All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Irongeek Cast number 168, Juggling Balls. Please don't ask me how we got that name. It was a weird. We have this.
It was a very, very late night that Adrian, while he was walking through an alleyway, and the light was kind of a pale yellowish color while he ventured to
Google Docs where people edit things back and forth, and eventually, Juggling Balls came out as the fucking title of this stream. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent.
I'm feeling awesome. It's Wonderful Wednesday. Ow! Yip, yip. Yeah.
Yip, yip. That is Charles's war cry. It's like, yip,
yip. Yeah. I got my buddy in tonight.
What is that thing?
It's a little cute little hedgie.
Oh, it's a hedgie? Okay. I like hedgie.
That's why I put the hedgie out there for you.
It's Hello Hedgie.
Hello, hedgie.
Dude, it still has a tag on it. What are you doing? Come on.
I probably won't see my hedgie for another like 2 years because she's down in Tampa, and I saw her briefly at B-Sides Tampa, and gave her a coin because I had these Latvian coins. In Latvia, there's a certain coin they have that has a hedgehog on it. So I gave one to Stacy, but I only got to saw her briefly, and then she moved on someplace else.
Shout out to Stacy!
Woo woo!
God, I miss all of y'all in person.
Yeah, I would have been about 5 cons by now this year normally. It wasn't for the fucking pandemic shit.
Yeah, Adrian really misses, kind of sniffing you too. So yeah, it's
sniffing, sniff.
I'm not Joe Biden.
No, you're much younger.
I probably would sniff Charles a little bit, at least a little.
See,
he looks like he probably smells like good
lavender and lavender and Smurf.
It's just straight lotion.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that lotion. Now it all makes sense. Yeah.
Oh shit, we got off the rails.
You keep buying that lotion that's lavender and Smurf scented.
Yeah, it's a hit around the house.
I bet
they have it in Febreze as well too.
So. All right, this may get me in trouble. This is a question that gets me in trouble. All right, one of my roommates was a black fella named George.
Gasp.
And I learned a little bit about lotion and like dry skin. And I'm not a black guy, obviously. If you ever see me in person, but
I thought you were black. My God,
I'm not a black guy. I am white, but I do have very dry skin. And I found out that various black guys have all sorts of lotions and various things they use because some black dudes have a problem with really dry skin.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I learned that you want a lotion. Like, if you want to know about lotion and all that, you talk to a black guy or a woman. But I learned that you use the lotions that are water-based and not oil-based. And then you shouldn't have that, like, after feel.
Yeah, I don't have the problem with my arms and my legs and so forth, but egads, I shaved off my beard recently, and I had so much dry skin underneath that.
Oh, you're that 14-year-old I saw.
Maybe. I don't know.
Now it all makes sense. That's like Cappy. If he shaves his, he's back to like 8.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Cappy. Well, Cappy older, he looks like he's 8, so it's all good.
I'm just a bearded 8-year-old.
Nice.
I don't know how old I am.
Yeah,
that is true. If you have any advice for me for moisturizing my beard, let me know, because egads, when I shaved that off, it was hideous underneath it.
They have some beard oil though, and some vitamin E is always great for your skin.
Vitamin E. Oh, okay, I'll try to remember that because it was. Oh man, I was scratching off huge flakes and bad.
Yeah, I get like that sometimes, but it usually shows up if I haven't oiled in a while. So getting into the habit of actually oiling the beard, like
Man, you guys really getting all oiled up. Like you sound like you'd be perfect contenders for like a 50-gallon thing of lube. There are a couple professionals that did happen where a 50-gallon drum of lube was sent from one company to another.
Yeah, that was the second Milton sec, right?
Yes.
That's horrible.
Oh, it was funny.
Did they also leave a scathing review on Amazon.com?
It announced
they should have.
Reddit.
I think everybody saw that DEF CON is going into safe mode.
Safe mode.
Yeah. DEF CON's in safe mode. Black Hat is in safe mode. I haven't heard about
B-Sides Las Vegas?
Yeah, B-Sides. I assume
canceled.
they're
online thing, but
DefCon.ws changed from saying DEF CON is canceled to saying DEF CON's on. They canceled.
Well, I know Black Hat is doing some online stuff. I'm assuming DEF CON is also going to do some online stuff. Has anybody heard differently?
They are. They're planning on doing online shit.
Oh, okay.
I think Black Hat's going to be charging a lot for it, and DEF CON's probably going to be charging a lot less if they charge.
Well, yeah, and that's how it always is. Black Hat's what, like $1,600, $2,000 a ticket, and DEF CON is I don't know, $400 or $500.
Pretty sure that's what I was paying at one point for for summer classes at college.
Well, that's because you had to go overseas to take your classes. That's how much it costs in the Netherlands.
And that man had the time of his life. You tell him.
Yeah, go back into the archives of the Irongeek cast. There's some good stories.
There are.
Yeah.
hey, I do want to make sure to point this out. Zero on YouTube said, whatever you do, do not use lube on your beard. So,
yeah, no, don't do that.
Don't do that. Unless you want a very, very, very slippery situation.
What if I want to stick my own beard up my butt? Never mind.
You'll have to grow a lot and probably take some yoga.
Okay.
Ribs,
stretching butt muscles, and I don't know.
Oh, Zero is Black Hat DC still a thing? Are you talking DEF CON or Black Hat? Because
you said DEF CON.
Oh, DEF CON. Okay, I was thinking because they did used to have a Black Hat DC that I used to go to because I didn't like the Vegas crowd as much back in the day. So, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Okay, I can't drink too much tonight because I got to make sure I get myself out in the morning, get my car fixed.
What's wrong with it? Did the hamster jump out of the engine compartment?
The battery is either bad or it's not charging anymore. So I have an appointment at 8 a.m. in the morning to get my battery fixed, oil changed. And because for the last month and a half or so, or maybe 2 months, I've been using a jump start system to get my car going.
Hopefully when this pandemic goes away, I should be the first step for me. My friend moved to Columbus, Ohio.
What?
So,
who?
Good friend Jonathan. I went to college with him.
Yeah.
But you're moving to Columbus, Ohio. Your friend is.
My friend moved to Ohio, but I was gonna come visit him.
Yeah, I think we should follow him.
Columbus, Ohio, is my favorite city in Ohio.
I've never been to. I've never been to Columbus.
I like Columbus. Columbus is a nice town.
Nah.
Yeah, I've never been to Columbus. I've been to Cincinnati. I've been to Cleveland. I've been to Youngstown.
Starliner Diner near Columbus, Ohio,
and Mansfield.
Somewhere in oh crap! It's an Irish name for a town that's just Columbus.
Yeah.
Oh, Dublin.
Dublin, yes. There's a place called Starliner Diner. That is some good breakfast, man.
Yeah, they are pretty good. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, go tell everybody to go there.
Yeah,
the toughest place I've ever been to was Youngstown.
Oh,
after quarantine,
yeah, Yeah.
Never again.
Youngstown, yeah, I'd pass hard every time.
Yeah, never again.
I mean, there's just nothing there.
No.
I mean, if and anything that is there is not anything you want to be involved with.
No, it's not safe.
No.
I swear I saw a drug deal go down when I was leaving the hotel. I saw it.
Well, if you're the one doing the drug deal, you're not allowed to make that statement. Come on. I'm joking. Charles does not
I saw that. No, I don't.
He deals in happiness.
He does deal in happiness.
Yes. Yes. Happyoid.
And he's a horrible business person because he gives it all away for free.
Ooh. Happyoid.
Happyoid.
I'm an awesome business person. You know?
No, you're not. You suck because you make no money. That's the entire point of a business.
I make money. I make money.
Not as a business person, because you just give away all that happiness for free. I'm telling you, you need to start charging for it, and then you could actually make some money at it.
There's probably a bad part around Columbus, but the part I've liked Columbus. Now,
there's definitely bad parts in Columbus. Yes,
the Cleveland area. Cleveland, it's boring. And it seems like on the weekend, nobody's there. It's like a zombie town. Everybody's gone.
That's why they got like the the Browns, the Indians, and the Cavs, because there's nothing else to do.
But I also live in Ohio. We'd be up in Columbus, but I'm down here in southern Indiana. I got Louisville as my metropolitan area in Kentucky. But
I did hear from somebody today, since I mentioned professional sports, I got to mention the most professional sport in all of Ohio, which is Ohio State University. They are apparently a lot of rumbling starting to rise up saying there will be no football season. So,
well, I mean,
they're going to do
test the players, and you can at least put it on TV, can't you?
That's my thought, but because
stadiums are going to be empty.
Yeah, the stadiums are going to be empty, but still, I'm thinking maybe it's not necessarily even like a money thing. If they are actually thinking like COVID side, maybe they're, because each football team is going to have about 100 players on the sidelines, somewhere in there.
About 100 per team, including coaches. And staff.
Yeah, players and staff, everybody on the sidelines. So maybe they're thinking that they don't want that many people that close together, and they don't see any way around that. If this does happen, I'm honestly, I don't know. I don't think I'll cry, but I'm not really an emotional person. But that would get me pretty close, because last year we had a season that we did not expect, and with a brand new head coach, and this season we're expecting them to be phenomenal. And yeah, that's really gonna suck.
Shit. All right.
I'm a Minnesotan, so sports always just suck. So
yeah, we always kind of have this expectation. I mean, which kind of sucks.
The WNBA.
Yeah, if say you're like a head coach of, let's say, Ohio State football, we essentially always have an expectation that we're going to go undefeated, and anything less than that is kind of a fail. Man, that would suck if you're a head coach. Poor Ryan Day. Can you imagine that? Like
he's a like weird sports segment, or at least college sports segment. He is a very, very good coach from what I've been able to see of watching at least one game where it was like a setup for a bowl game or something like that.
Yeah, and he's on, and this is the part that really sucks. Like, I remember whenever I was in my 20s, moving on to my 30s, and then I start realizing, holy crap, all these college football players are a lot younger than me. And now we're getting to the point where it's starting to be like, holy crap, there's head coaches who are like my age and or younger than me. Like, whoa. Once all that starts to set in, that gets interesting. Your brain starts doing really funky things.
Considering that I'm like now at the age of like, if you're a senior, you like failed a class and you're still playing football. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just hit the stage of every college football player is younger than I am.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely a weird realization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Charles went on mute.
Show notes.
Trez is not at his computer. So I guess we can start doing some show notes.
Yeah, this is the part where everyone is just gone and it's just you and me.
I think so.
I'm back. That random bullshit comment.
Wait, which bullshit comment? I mean, because you have
bullshit comment. What bullshit comment you want? I'll make it.
I want one in regard to a fire hose, please.
I saw some Jenna Hayes porn. And I fire hose.
Jenna Hayes. Jeez, she's like that's like 10 years ago, man.
She's still like 10 years younger than I am. So shit.
Oh,
10 years younger than I
Pretty
am.
much somebody does lesbian porn last that long.
Well, she did it for a bit. She had a boyfriend and she didn't want to feel like she was cheating. But lesbian porn is okay. But then she decided to change that up. I think she stepped away from that boyfriend. And anyway, it's a long story. And I know way more about this than I fucking should. So I should just shut my mouth up.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting to play off a fire hose.
I gave it my shot.
And obviously Adrian went straight to porn.
Yeah, speaking of putting out fires, ransomware.
Yeah, putting out fires.
Ransomware everywhere.
Ransomware everywhere. Yeah, and it really is. I did not obviously add everything I could have, but first off, don't worry, it's not the voting machines. Good old Diebold. You know, the guys who, for the most part, make the voting machines.
No. They haven't made voting machines in like 15 years.
Well, yeah, but used to. That's what everybody knows them for, though.
But they still get the blame for a lot of that shit. They got involved in that business and then they diversified from that business, and because they were like, "Oh shit, this is not good for us."
Yeah.
Okay, continue. But yeah, Diebold has not been involved in my understanding voting machines for quite a few years.
Yeah. But too,
I'm trying to fit a former employer, but I'm just
correct.
Yeah, the fact that not David Kennedy was the head of their CTO rather.
Yes, people we know used to be directly involved with them. Yes, so they were attacked with ransomware, but now they are a major player and have been for quite a while with ATMs. And apparently, 35% of essentially they produce 35% of the ATMs globally. They have about 35,000 employees, based out of, I think it's Canton, Ohio. Yes, Canton, Ohio. They also do point of sale, but yeah, they were hit with ransomware Saturday, April 25th. Their security team discovered anomalous behavior on its corporate network, suspecting ransomware. They immediately began disconnecting systems on that network to contain the spread of malware. It affected services for over 100 of the company's customers. The company's response to the attack did disrupt a system that automates field service technician requests, but that the incident did not affect customer networks or the general public. So it stayed contained to them and didn't move into third parties, which would have been very detrimental. At least they claim it has been contained. Let's see what else. Oh, I'm getting kind of tired of the kind of marketing stuff. Unfortunately, cybercrime is an ongoing challenge for all companies. They take the security of all their systems and their customer service very seriously. Our leadership has connected personally with customers to make them aware of the situation and how we addressed it. But yeah, they got hit.
We should do security response roulette.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's essentially like what, 2 things at most. We take security seriously. We are improving the infrastructure and our security. Blah blah blah.
You'd have to like if you take Equifax's response initial response, and then every time that you see a noun in the sentence that is used by another company, you have to take a shot per statement, so not per word.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could kind of
we could just gone.
Yeah, we could fuzz that out pretty quickly. You know, throw a little bit of machine learning behind that, and probably get everybody toasted within like a 2-minute time frame once we get all the keywords out. Yeah, that could happen.
Or we edit all of the articles to where they have a statement, and if the sentence doesn't make sense without those words there, you have to take a drink. That'd be
true. Oh, yeah, and I did want to thank you, Justin, for mentioning this. So Justin said Bitcoin is halving. So yes, Bitcoin is getting ready. I think it should hit tonight. We'll see. But they're getting ready to split. So we're gonna.
They've been talking about this for like 3 years. Because there was like
it all depends.
Back in 2017.
Yes, and that happens once a specific amount of coin has been mined. And there's certain levels with almost every cryptocurrency. Once it gets to a certain level, a split occurs. And so it's just something that helps keep the currency kind of in line and moving. But yeah, apparently we're getting ready to hit that Bitcoin side again. Because like early days, you hit it all the time. But Bitcoin, this is like a very, very big event. Because this happens very rarely.
And now it's publicly traded, so...
Yeah.
It's on Wall Street.
Good call pointing that out, because one of my buddies has been trading stupid heavily. Like, recently, when's the last time I talked to him? Last Thursday, I think. But for about the last 2 weeks or so, I mean, Bitcoin's been incredibly volatile. And as soon as he hits $1,000 profit per day, he nixes and he's out for the day. But he's been day trading Bitcoin for about the last month and been making stupid amounts of money.
Good for him.
I mean, and too, he trades Bitcoin normally, but right now he has accelerated that like 10 times what he was normally doing. So you can make money at it though.
Oh yeah.
Next up, Pitney Bowes hit again. Hashtags. Oh, I should have done. Yeah, hashtag. Sad reacts only.
Hashtag care.
Yeah. Hashtag care. So
yeah, give a fuck.
And there's the official Adrian response.
Yeah, well, you know, it's my channel to be demonetized, so fuck it.
You had it demonetized within like the first minute, I think.
I'm always demonetized. I'm an asshole. I'm an
asshole. So they have now been hit with ransomware. I think the last time was back in like 2018. I'm pretty sure. No, 2019. October 2019. And that one was Rook or Ryuk, whichever way you want to pronounce it. But now they've got hit again with Maze. Yeah. So I've been through ransomware once on multiple thousands of systems. That sucked. I can only imagine, because that was October. Depending upon how many systems they had, it took them probably potentially up to a month to 2 months to fully recover. And you're talking October, November, December. So you as of December, are fully recovered. Now, 5 months later, you're hit again. Man, that would suck. I just cannot even imagine having to be IR side systems network and have to now do 24/7s this close of 2 incidents happening. Man, that's why I would never be contract IR. Caprico, God bless you doing that sometimes, because that blows.
Sometimes depends on how interesting it is. Maze is fun. Once you see one, it kind of gets faster and faster for you to identify at least what's going on. But yeah, with 2 incidents like this, the main team, or in terms of like which team kind of gets screwed over the most, is going to be the recovery side.
Yeah.
And I do the investigative work, and most of the time I can identify what it is in about 5 minutes, and I give recommendations to the team or the recovery team, and that's it. And then I'm on call until I find like more information, like where to go, did actual data, that kind of stuff. And where patient 0 is, that's where my time is mostly spent. But getting those guys to be there 24/7 and doing mass recoveries, just sometimes even completely having to rebuild an Active Directory network.
Yeah.
More power to them. I
It
can't
sucks.
do it. Yeah.
It sucks.
I can't do it, nor do I really want to do it. But if the need arises and that's what my job is there to do, it's going to happen. So,
yeah. So and this goes out to anybody at Pitney, who especially is a sysadmin, sometimes network admins, but especially sysadmins. You've gone through this potentially 2 times now. You might as well say screw it and just come over to the security side. We need more people always. You have experience. You're with a big name. People recognize you can get into security, make more money. Like, no point in staying there.
Cool kids.
Yeah. Come play with the cool kids. I'm not one of those. I'm still trying to be a cool kid, but like Caprico, he's a cool kid. Adrian's a cool kid. Charles is a cool kid.
I'm fucking cool.
I love you said everybody.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. Leo.
Careful, Adrian. You're gonna trademark. You're gonna infringe upon my trademark.
What's the thing, Leo? You saying is
yes, but I'm an asshole though. That's the thing. I call myself an unrepentant asshole. So yes.
That's right. And the last one we have on here, under kind of the kind of ransomware, in the breach.
So I can add with this one after you read it, if that's okay.
You want to what?
I want to add to this after you read it, or after you talk.
Yeah. So, hacked law firm, and the law firm's name is Grubman Shire, something I can't say, and Sachs, but news started arising that they may have been hacked, and eventually they came out and said, "Oh yeah, we in fact were hacked," but only after 756 gigs of documents and a ton of data was leaked online, of some celebrities that included Lady Gaga, Madonna, Nicki Minaj, Bruce Springsteen, Mary J. Blige. Don't know that person. Christina Aguilera, Christina Aguilera, better switch me chairs. There you go. Mariah Carey, Cam Newton, Bette Midler, Jessica Simpson. I didn't know she was still a thing, but there you go. Run DMC. Data on all of them was contained within some of this stolen information.
And today they leaked out the first out of 7 leaks that they're planning on doing. Today's leak was 768 megabytes of just doc files. That were contracts and things that have been released. I actually was doing some research.
And the contracts, do those happen to have socials on them?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
So I actually found the website of the ransomware crew where they release the data for people who don't pay.
Yeah.
And I was looking into this myself. just because it's interesting to me. And they use Mega Upload to upload their files, but then Mega kills them right away. But I noticed if you load the Mega site through Tor, you can download the file. But if you go to the same exact URL outside of Tor, it says that this account has been suspended.
Really?
So I'm wondering, they do a little different deal with hosting on Tor versus.
Yeah. Quick side note. The Mega founder,
Kim.com.
Is he still free and out of jail, or is he in jail?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on with that deal? I am curious because I've heard various things.
Because I haven't heard or seen anything from him in probably like 6 or 8 months. So I'm just wondering if something actually like happened there. Because he was in New Zealand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was living up the life. So this is the site I found. I had to go on raid forums and pay like 8 credits to find it, but I found it, and it's got some interesting stuff on there. Apparently, they've already hacked Sherwood Forest and Harvest Distributors as well, and a whole bunch of other places. It's just nice.
There, Lexus.
Yeah, good stuff.
Nice.
And remember, this is all for research purposes only.
Correct.
I heard that. Good.
Charles is over here like, oh yeah, I love me some research. Some good, juicy research.
See, research
Yeah.
address.
Activate 2020.
Juicy research. Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
love that juicy research.
Yeah, I love it. I got to do some hunting soon. Yay.
Got to love some good hunts.
Yeah.
Wascally Wabbit.
I hope you guys can make the talk tomorrow night, or if not, check out the recording.
Yes.
I'm super amped.
Charles on the Hoosier HackerCon webinar tomorrow night at
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Ow!
Ooh.
What?
And we need to find some more people for that webinar. We have a few more people lined up, but we need to line up more people. And hopefully the event will actually take off. If not,
Get Berlin on
2021.
Info Sister?
Yeah.
Get Berlin on.
Yeah.
Amanda Berlin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can reach out to her.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
See,
Yeah,
there you go. That's 1 week down.
Yep. She's awesome. Yeah,
27 more to go.
Yep.
She is. She is very cool. She
Yeah.
had a incident with a school.
Yeah, I saw that on
she
Facebook. I saw that.
handled amazingly. And
Yep.
I was like, girl, that is awesome.
Yeah. Because I don't know how well I would have done. I don't know how well I would have done under that scenario.
Yeah, I mean, she kept it professional, but she trolled the
Yeah.
crap out of them. Like it was a very, very beautifully meshed.
For that, what happened?
You have to get on and see.
Yeah. Look online. Yep.
Okay. Next up. Okay, that was all the ransom stuff. Next up, U.S. Marshal Service.
You could trust your identity to the what's it called?
Yeah. So, U.S. Marshal Service exposes personal data of 387,000 prisoners. And this includes former as well as current inmates due to a security breach that may have compromised their personal identifiable information.
Security.
Security.
Mm-hmm.
The incident occurred December 2019. Let's see. How long did that? Yeah, 5 months ago, and we're just now hearing when a bad actor Hey, they actually said bad actor. I like that. infiltrated the DSNet system, a platform that aids the movement and housing of USMS prisoners with the Federal Courts Bureau of Prisons and within the agency. The attack exploited a vulnerability in the system to steal information on inmates, including names, dates of birth, social security numbers, and home addresses. So, if you see inmates starting to open up new lines of credit while they're still in prison and everything, that should be. I wonder if anything like that happens. I never thought about that, right? So somebody's incarcerated. I wonder if there is ever a time where a freeze gets put onto their credit, right? Because you're not going to be able to spend money,
Not
swipe a card while you're in
not
prison.
unless they initiate it before they go in.
Yeah, that could be a interesting attack vector, right? Interesting. Let's see.
Well, aren't they? Well, you could. Now I have to look into
Yeah,
this.
and nobody else could unless they were married or actually had somebody like authorized on to like do that.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's kind of not as much of an attack vector as you think it is, because in order to see if someone's convicted or someone's incarcerated, you have to compare that to the justice system, which means a whole bunch of manual lookups or multiple databases you have to pull and collaborate. It's way easier just to look at those who are, say, under 18 or over the age of 70 or 80 and start using that instead.
Yeah, but even on the justice system side, that's still something that could potentially be automated. Now, if you're looking up like Bill Smith, yeah, sorry, you're screwed. But yeah, if you have somebody with a not 100% unique name, but you have location information, or at least generalized location information correlating with a name, maybe an age, you can get pretty close. And obviously kids are always going to be the highest dollar amount.
Okay,
or
so
at least should be.
It's like the old, Windows versus Mac. Which do you go for because of the low-hanging fruit? I mean, would you rather go after kids anyone's under the age of 18, or elderly who's over the age of, say, 70 with a 90% success rate, or go after the incarcerated group, which may have a success rate of 40%?
Yeah, you're going to go after the kids first. You're going to go after elderly second, but this could be kind of that close in line to the elderly. Third, if you're able to find people who are incarcerated, right?
Well,
because
yes and no, but
starts to become a low hanging fruit as opposed to it being what $15-20 a record. Now,
yeah, but that's
it
the thing
is
too.
30,
In a lot of those markets, when they sell information, it's based upon it's being good information. You're paying for it, taking a gamble. Now, if someone buys a bunch of information and it turns out to be a lot of junk in there, they're gonna get banned. They're gonna get ousted from the marketplace, and that's
Agreed.
that's one of those cases where word travels. So why would they worry about killing off their monetary supply and ruining their reputation over that? That seems really, really dumb.
No, I don't think they would. So first you have the kids, right? So you X that data out, you have that profit. You have the elderly, you have that potential profit. But now you just have a big pool of other information. Like now you try to see if there's any additional ways of taking it from $5 a record up to 15 or $20 a record, right? And because that would potentially be worth it. If you have 15,000 records and you can take even a fifth or an eighth of that up to $15 a record, it's going to be worth some money. And if you have a high enough say you make kind of like a risk threshold. What was that?
Not to mention when they resell the same record over and over to multiple people and tell them they're the only one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and maybe you just sell the general populace to a single person, but the smaller pools that's worth more, maybe you divvy those out and sell those to 15, 20 different individuals without them all necessarily knowing. I mean, you can make quite a bit more money if you can kind of get past, and I think that, and I'm not saying anybody do this is all theory based, but People who are incarcerated, yeah, probably aren't going to be looking at their credit report.
Kind of got bigger things on their mind.
Yeah. Man, can you imagine that though? Coming out of prison, having served
Zero credit score.
Yeah, with just an atrocious. And I've known one person who went to prison for something years and years ago, but he got out. And I think going into prison, he told me his credit score was maybe like a 600. So I'm not imagining most people who go into prison necessarily have the greatest credit score. So it may even be mute just due to kind of crappy credit. But you could potentially open up some like junk credit cards and stuff like that. You're not going to be getting financing a Ferrari off of it. But yeah. Next up, Magellan Health. So we have. Oh, I should have thrown this up in ransomware. Wait, did I throw this? Yeah, I did put this on here. Healthcare giant Magellan Health hit by ransomware attack. So they are Fortune 500. Hit by ransomware April 11th, which led to the theft of personal information from one of its corporate servers. Number 417 on the Fortune 500 list of total revenue. The hit occurred or was initiated due to a phish that then made its way to internal systems. On the phishing email came in on April 6th, and they impersonated a Magellan client. Which, if anybody's ever looked into impersonation, it's really not difficult, unless you're really, really looking at domain names, because you can impersonate websites, and so you really need to be good whenever you're watching that stuff. Let's see. They filed a notice with the Office of the Attorney General of California.
Did you also cover what they exfiltrated?
No.
So the exfiltrated records include personal information of names, address, employee ID number, W-2 or 1099 details such as social security number, taxpayer ID, and in limited circumstances may also include usernames and passwords.
Woo! That's fun.
Bad. Big bad.
Yeah, they also had data breaches. Man, I tell you what, a lot of the articles tonight, and Caprico, where are the articles at?
Oh, in the description?
Yes.
In the show notes link?
Have a lot of misspellings. Like this one area were affected by potential data reaches as opposed to breaches following the phishing. And I know the previous article had a misspelling too. But they also had breaches last year, September 17th and November 27th. 2 months apart, and now they have another breach.
They need to get a new head of IT security.
They need to freaking do something. Like, yeah, if you are an employee and you are one breach sucks. Going through multiple breaches for the same company, that is poor leadership. At least in a very, very short time frame. And anything, I would say less than, what would you guys say? Less than 5 years for a large scale breach is a short time frame, at least in my book. I mean, I kind of even want to say like 2 or 3 years, but I'll extend that out to 5 years just to be nice. But man, that's absurd. 3 breaches in a 8-month time frame.
I would say a major breach within 3 years of each other. That's pretty bad. 4, you're kind of pushing it.
Yeah,
a lot of shit that can come up.
That's true. Technology does change quite a bit, but 2 methods and ways of techniques aren't really changing all that much.
Yeah, no, but if you're not implementing controls within 2 years, that's pretty, from a logistics standpoint, that's pretty nuts to say do a full overhaul of everything that was taken over and also look for all these different things and also have people that can support them. 2 years is kind of pushing it. So additional attacks happening in that period. Yeah, we know it's, and if you have like an IR retainer with some company X or whatever, they're going to know what your network looks like, or threat hunters that are going to know what your network looks like and be proactively looking for it. But yeah, the main issue is going to be time always. So how big is the organization? If it's a small company, 2 years, yeah, you could get most of that infrastructure rolled over. You can also get that or get those security devices or security applications in place and configured in a way that will actually be meaningful to whoever is looking at them.
Yeah.
But large organizations, like say like a Fortune 500, yeah, that's going to be like a never ending struggle. And 5 years is, yeah, that would be great if they don't get breached. But then there's like the 3-year mark where you might have tried something and you might have just opened something back up, or you don't know about branch X in California or something.
Yeah, but too, you got to wonder what did they do after, especially the first breach. But for me, the even bigger one, you were breached 2-3 months after that. What the freak did you do after that second breach? Like, was there just not enough money put towards security? Do you guys have a SOC, right? If you don't, do you outsource? Like, where is the breakdown? Huh?
Outsourced us.
Yeah, see? Trez worked for a SOC. But where was this breakdown? Was it, because it sounds like it was probably phishing every time, which means it probably started on an endpoint every time. Why are the endpoints still have massive access to the network, to the environment? Like, when are you going to segregate these endpoints out? Now, granted, appropriate segregation, yes, definitely takes time. But, why hasn't something like a clear pass come in? Or, something where you can start isolating these systems down, locking them down a lot quicker, faster, easier. Like, do you guys have a SIM? Okay, are you monitoring that SIM? Are you monitoring the input? Like, there's so many things that can be done. That's why I want to know what was done and why there's still such a breakdown. And I see myself over on YouTube and my hands are flailing all over the place. So I'll try to stop that. Sorry.
I was at a company once where they had a major data breach. Somebody got in. They obviously got away with a bunch of files, and then they left some ransomware behind. And multiple systems were affected. They just said, you know what, reformat the systems, take them all offline, and they didn't do anything after that. No increases to security, nothing. And they didn't notify any of the customers either.
Woo! It'll eventually come back to bite them.
Someone's going to leak that eventually.
His name's Trez. Oh, wait. Okay.
Pockets and a good lawyer.
That's right. Well, Trez has got those deep pockets. He's a New York City slicker.
Oh yeah, that's why I live in a basement apartment.
That's right.
Living it up, the dream.
Living the dream. Okay, vulnerable stuff. Thunder Spy.
Yeah, so this one is the only thing that I threw on the show notes because it's a fairly big deal, and it's
pretty cool. Shannon Morse did a Hack 5 thing on it last night.
Who did?
Shannon Morse.
Yeah. In her
forget I said that.
In her alert or her weekly alert or whatever.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one that I just stumbled upon yesterday and actually got really interested in it because this sounds vaguely familiar to something else. Anyone want to take a gander at what it is that sounds familiar to?
I'm guessing the bot networks that you've been following.
Nope.
Oh. Gan crab?
Nope. Nothing
Crap.
ransom hardware related. What was the last big hardware thing that we talked about for months?
I mean, Spectre Meltdown, but
Yes.
oh shit, really?
Yeah. So this is something akin, in my eyes, to Spectre Meltdown kind of stuff.
But you have to take the whole back plate off and attach pins to get the thing to work. It's not like
Right.
you can make a toggle that does it.
Right. So that's the other kind of thing too. It's a big deal if someone figures out a way to remotely mess with this stuff. Holy crap, this could be really interesting. Just like add a virtual Thunderbolt device. Yeah, totally. But it's not that. But it's still really cool. So this guy out in Eindhoven, Netherlands, and I'm forgetting his name. I know his first name's Björn.
We'll call him Bill.
No. His name is Björn. I can't find his last name. Björn Rutenberg. Or Reutenberg. Sorry, I'm butchering it. It's been a while. But essentially, what it comes down to is he is able to interface with the Thunderbolt controller in a motherboard of any computer that has the Thunderbolt module in it, or Thunderbolt inside of that machine. Mm-hmm.
As long as it's powered on.
Yeah. And as long as the machine is powered on and is in sleep mode, he is able to flash the firmware, including but not limiting to unlocking Windows computers or Windows login pages without the password, disabling permanently all security controls for Thunderbolt, and also there were a couple other ones that were really interesting, where he could basically clone the victim device by making him the victim. So the attacker device connects to the victim recognizes it as itself, and then gives all that information to the attacker about the device itself, essentially cloning the device via the Thunderbolt protocol.
Nice. So he creates a virtual Thunderbolt drive, right? You said
it's actually hardware. So in the tutorial, or in the proof of concept video that he has, he's actually got a physical laptop in front of him that he is interfacing via Thunderbolt cable from the motherboard into his computer.
Okay, so it does have to actually have Thunderbolt capability, though.
Yeah,
the hardware. Okay.
Yeah, there is one. Yeah, the hardware has to have Thunderbolt in it.
Okay.
And it's either going to
2019 or earlier, I think.
2019 or earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they pushed some patches after that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's Thunderbolt 2 and Thunderbolt 3, and from even just the research that he's found on just looking at what the defaults on some devices are, most of the ones he looked at are not using the preferred and security standards anyway, preferred security levels of Thunderbolt. They're using like maybe the first step up, where there's like 4 steps, where there's none, first level, second level, third level.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, how many people are using Python 3, right? Thank you, because you have a dev background and you're security conscious. But most people still using Python 2.
I not only still use Python 2, but I still code in Python 2.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I'm still okay. One Python 2 note. Thank God for pipenv. Oh my god, it's a lifesaver with some of the legacy tools.
Yeah.
As of this year, Python 2 died, and then we got coronavirus. Heyo.
Heyo.
So in terms of scope, I'm just gonna pull up the paper real quick, and I'm trying to remember where it was. Vulnerability report. Here we go. In terms of what is affected by this, Apple is the least affected by this, surprisingly, since all their stuff is Thunderbolt, but I guess they've had more time to dev it. So the things that are vulnerable, and there's a table in the vulnerability paper that he has on the website at thunderspy.io.
Dude, that is an awesome website name. I just got through it. Thunderspy.io. I love that.
Yeah, so he has a bunch of vulnerabilities. There's 7 of them that he found, all of them scoring about a 7.7, I believe, on the CVSS
If
ranking
you could
system.
find a way to execute this with just using the cable without having to attach to the pinouts, it would be amazing.
Yeah, so that's what my next kind of where do we go with the future of this? It's like Raspberry Pi tablet into Thunderbolt cable and just interface with the thing. Try that out. Just see how that goes. But the operating systems that are affected, all of them, partially. So Mac OS is the one that's not hit by this as much because they have a lot of controls around, and also probably their own proprietary means of doing this, where Windows is probably using some weird version of an open source product. I don't know. In terms of the firmware. But
it's
and
probably
also
firmware that they created for USB
firmware.
1.0 1,000 years ago, and
Yeah.
eventually got to 2 and then 3, and then was like Thunderbolt. Oh, I bet we can modify our USB drivers, over to Thunder. Oh, it worked! Holy shit!
Yeah, it's like now we've got speed.
Well, the thing with Thunderbolt is it in order to make the read writes faster, it's able to directly access the memory. So that's the vulnerability there, since it has direct access to the memory.
Oh, so a lot of this is due to not having enough security precautions within memory. Then is that what you guys are seeing?
Yeah.
And not protecting that memory space, like with Mimikatz, right?
Yeah.
So we were able to extract users, clear text users and passes out for years and years. And Microsoft finally said, okay, well, I guess enough people complain, so we're going to start securing the memory space a little bit. So now you can only get usernames and hashes out. But yeah, be nice if they actually expand on that a little bit more.
Yeah. So anyway, the only thing that Mac OS is really affected by is through Boot Camp's use of the Thunderbolt. So there you go. And also the reason for that is Apple has their own proprietary software proprietary firmware for interfacing with Thunderbolt devices and also their Thunderbolt protocol.
Yeah, but once you have Boot Camp on there, then the OS that you load on is natively talking to the hardware. So
correct.
Yeah.
And then it is vulnerable. So if you're running like a Windows VM in Boot Camp, that VM is going to be vulnerable to this style of an attack. Windows side, most except for 2 of these vulnerabilities that he has in his paper are going to be affected by this. Same with Linux. So, and a lot of that comes down to the firmware that your manufacturer puts out for that Thunderbolt driver. So it's going to be like Lenovo, Dell, just looking at computers. Even companies like Razer are going to have to do that for their laptops as well.
I don't know. I figured there's probably only maybe 2 or 3 companies who actually like produce the Thunderbolt stuff. Maybe like a Broadcom, or
I think it's Broadcom, but
some of those, and the drivers are going to be maybe slightly different for the different manufacturers, but overall it's probably about the same driver for everybody.
Yeah, it depends. I don't know the logistics of the supply chain that comes with firmware chips and components specifically. So
what was that one? Foxconn?
Foxconn is another one.
Yeah. Man, I haven't heard anything about them in a while.
I don't think they're being integrated a lot in a while.
They're Taiwanese, I think. Japanese. I don't remember.
No idea. Anyway,
because there's very few of them that actually do a lot of this stuff. I mean, you hardly ever hear about them. They're on their chipsets within all of our computer systems,
Mm-hmm.
but they are just in bed with every freaking manufacturer. So
yeah. So anyway, definitely go and read the full paper. Don't just read the articles. It's actually very understandable and very fun to read, especially if you're an offensive security guy, and also if you like hardware stuff and also want to relive 2018 all over again.
yeah. If you're defensive and want to have that thought of, oh shit, like, yeah, definitely read it and realize how screwed you potentially can be right now.
Yeah, now just imagine
And
like
everybody
CEOs.
is saying that Foxconn is Chinese, so thank you.
Okay. Yeah, none of us can remember. We were in the right area.
Yeah, I had the right part of the world, just slightly off.
A little more southeast.
Yeah, or if it's Japan, just go west. So
Yeah. East. Oh wait, no. It's round. Ugh.
yeah, you got to go east quite a ways to
Hit Japan.
yeah.
Well, from here, I was saying where like, whatever. Never mind. But yeah, that's what I got. I mean, there's a video there too of him explaining it way better than I can because he actually did the research, and it is really fun to watch.
Dude, look over at YouTube. KB, that's awesome. I mean, I'm sorry you flipped the food. I haven't ate anything yet, so I feel for you right now. Did you hit YouTube yet? Come on.
Yeah, I hit YouTube. I was muted there, and I've got tabs up.
Nice.
That's fun. Sorry about the food, dude.
Yeah, that does suck. Hopefully it was crappy food and wasn't like, Wagyu steak or anything, that is stupid expensive. Hopefully maybe there was like a beefaroni that was cheap and you can just throw away
Frozen
without
burrito.
like thinking. Yeah, frozen burrito.
Bowl of like cheap ramen. If it's good ramen,
I don't know. Frozen burrito right now sounds really good. I would totally eat a
of.
frozen burrito right now. Yeah.
We're very healthy people.
I normally am.
I made a healthy vegetable soup for dinner tonight.
Nice.
That sounds disgusting. Like no bits of steak or chicken or nothing in it.
Nothing, just like sweet potatoes and
Okay, well, I do like sweet potatoes.
Carrots and celery and kale.
You say
nice. That sounds like you're eating somebody named Kale. So people may have noticed I'm drinking some beer, which obviously have carbs. As of last week, since I've had elbow issues, I'm no longer keto, or at least like hardcore keto like I was. So yeah, I'm having some carbs, and first thing I did was get some beer because I have had a desire to have beer for a very long time, and now I get to quench that thirst. So
nice. I'm having a locally brewed beer here. It's called Passionate. It's from Spider Bite Brewery, and it's awesome.
Okay.
Everything, but I had to run this cast, so I can't drink what I want to drink out of my fridge.
There you go.
All these people talking shit about what is his name? Malwell blog something or whatever.
Marcus Hutchins?
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that piece of shit. He came after me. I really wish the U.S. had went after him harder. I wish he would be in jail forever. No, if you want to come after me, I hope you die.
What did you do to piss off Malware blog?
Wait, do you mean Malware Tech Blog like Jake, or do you mean the Marcus Hutchins? Because
Marcus Hutchins and Jake. Jake's a piece of shit too.
Okay, because Marcus Hutchins, I mean, we've established he's a piece of shit.
Jake,
But
Yeah, definitely got to spread that love.
Jake is a creepy male feminist. I mean,
okay.
he's a creepy motherfucker, and other women have confirmed to me he's a creepy motherfucker. No. Anyway, continue.
There you go. And Zero, I do love my bourbon.
Bourbon's
But
really great.
even while I was keto, I would still have bourbon here and there, because you can still keep that somewhat low carb, you know, if you're only doing just a little bit here and there. So I could still kind of have bourbon, have my tastes, and that would all be sufficient. But you know, beer just gets so high, and you never want to have just one beer. You know, it's better if it's maybe like 2 or 3. And once you're talking 2 or 3, you're gonna be out of keto. So yeah, that was atrocious. But eventually, you know, I'll probably be keto again, but I'm taking a break for now. Heck yeah, if you come out, yeah, bring a bottle of bourbon. That should be how you resolve differences, is over bourbon. And too, a lot of people don't like rum. I really like rum. Like
Hey, Saram, whatever will be, will be.
There you go.
All right. Now we got our
There you go.
Drinking preferences out of the way.
Exactly.
May 2020 Patch Tuesday. Microsoft fixes 111 flaws, and apparently Adobe fixed 36.
I mean, this still boggles my mind. Okay, that everybody still uses Adobe for anything. You know, you think about Microsoft. Okay, what is Microsoft? It is an entire operating system, and they had 111. That seems like a lot. Now you think of what in the is Adobe? It's little something that's going to be on Microsoft, and it has 1/3 the amount of patches that Microsoft had for an entire freaking operating system. They have for their little that sits within that operating system.
Well,
like
you have to remember that they do Acrobat,
way more stuff than
Photoshop.
They were ever designed to do.
Right.
Yes.
But there's also smaller company, smaller team. Also, how many people or how many companies are you going to try and hack and know that they have Adobe Photoshop? Like,
well, I mean, it depends on who the target is, right?
Right.
If you're going after some type of media company, ta-da, marketing company, ta-da. Like, again, it's know who your victim is.
Yeah, Illustrator. All of my business and marketing friends would use Illustrator to create their resumes.
Yeah, which I was like, really?
I was, I barely like sending out Word docs to people that I don't know. I don't know about sending like that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It goes down to a PDF. So
yeah, I'm like, okay, you guys are artsy fartsy. I hope you know what you're doing.
Yep. Anyway, so among the vulnerabilities that were patched in Windows are CVE 2020-1135, which is a vulnerability in the Windows graphics component that could allow hackers or attackers to elevate their privileges on a compromised system and do things like steal credentials, install malware, ransomware, one of them.
Who does that?
Etc.
No, nobody'd ever do that.
The vulnerability is found in most Windows 10 and Windows Server builds, and Microsoft deems it, quote, more likely to be exploited. So they patched that. And I believe we talked about that one when it came out. So they just patched it. So go check that out. I believe that was about a month ago. Another vulnerability that they patched was 2020-1118. Excuse me.
8675309.
Keep going.
Oh, that's all I got.
Oh, you could have kept going. There's more of that chorus.
I could have kept going. I got it.
All right, a vulnerability in Windows implementation of the Transport Layer Security, or TLS. that could allow.
Wait, real quick. Zero said, "I make my resume using a typewriter." Dude, that's awesome.
I'm not
that
mad.
It's awesome. Like, I would love, as an employer, at some point, I really hope someday somebody gives me a resume that has been typed out on a typewriter. That would be phenomenal.
And
Like,
it just says, "I am Groot." There was actually, I saw this. I think it was on Reddit. Some kid in high school was given the assignment of do something that is different with your resume. So his entire resume just said, "I am Groot. I did Groot. I was Groot. I am Groot."
Nice.
That was what awards have you won? I am Groot.
That would be awesome. Like,
Hey.
make a legitimate award now that is the I Am Groot award.
Yeah. We'll have it as a podcast award or something. I am Groot. It's the first person. It's the first person in chat to say I am Groot.
That is awesome.
Rocket Raccoon is my homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, because you are Groot.
Yeah.
I love the raccoons.
I'm not saying I am Groot, guys.
Trash pandas.
I will continue to be Grout. I think autocorrect screwed you there, KB. Groot. Yep, there we go. All right. KB is Groot today.
Whoa.
Apologies for any
Is he like
Japanese
big,
police
I'm
officers
going to kick
that
your
did.
ass Groot, or like really cute little Groot, though? Like, big difference.
I don't know. KB, do you want to be big Groot or little Groot?
Yeah. Are you kick ass or cute today? Like,
yeah. Anyway, that TLS vulnerability allowed remote unauthenticated attackers to continually reboot a target system, resulting in denial of service conditions, meaning it will just stop. All right, here's how I'm going to do this Groot thing. KB, you're big Groot. Zero, you are little Groot since you came in second. So there we go. Gonna keep doing that from now on.
yeah, Zero tonight will be Grout and Epoxy.
It's Grout and Epoxy. Oh man.
Ooh, pocket size Groot. I like that.
Yeah.
I have a Groot that I keep with me at all times. I wonder if there was ever a Groot keychain. I bet there was.
Oh yeah.
For like a little cute one. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got those. Yeah.
Hey, there was a woman that was behind you a couple seconds ago. She may murder you. FYI. Shh. Just so you know.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, weekly bulletin.
Skip it.
Yep.
There you go.
We're not talking about it. Weekly bulletin is all CVEs and all vulnerabilities that CISA puts out on a weekly basis, and go check it out if you need to patch it.
Yep.
Or if you need to patch anything. All right. Other stuff.
Chinese hackers.
Yeah, Chinese hackers targeting U.S.-based COVID-19 researchers. And then we put, you're kidding. That would never happen. China tried to infiltrate U.S.-based, R&D and try to glean that information off for their own benefit. And two, I mean, right now this would be highly valuable to China, right? Because they're obviously have this big black mark on them for the virus being released essentially from Wuhan under whatever the circumstance was. We know it originated from Wuhan and spread out from there. So it would definitely be good for them if they had a vaccine and could be the ones to go to market and have a +1. But yeah, at least do it right. Don't steal other people's data, because even with us, with the FDA and everything else, everything is going to go to trial. It's going to then go to test. If, and that's not a short time span. If China gets some of that data, early on, and they've had years and years of doing this successfully. So I honestly think they will end up getting the data first, not creating the information, but being able to release it first, potentially cutting human trials and things like that. I think they can and probably will end up taking it to market first, just because they've been within our government systems for so long, within Fortune 500, stolen data there. I totally think they will.
Well, Pfizer's already making their vaccines before it's approved for human use. They're like making the vaccines first, so they have them if it passes.
That's interesting.
So I'm ready to go.
Here's the thing about China. I mean, yeah, if they steal it, they don't have to worry about human testing because they'll use the Falun Gong prisoners they have tested on. They won't bother with
That's
being
true.
ethical. We will actually be ethical on it at least.
Yeah. KB said Bill Gates is not my doctor. Man, I would almost like Bill Gates be my doctor if I can make him my daddy, and then kind of get that inheritance. That is the road I would be shooting for. But yeah, I really probably wouldn't want him to be my doctor either.
I think it would be become really close friends with him and then feign a mental illness and then apply for guardianship. I'm just saying. Don't do it.
What? Well, why would we not do it? Daggone it. I'm flaring my arms about again.
Ethics, man. Dude, it's cameras.
Yeah.
When you're watching yourself, you feel like your arms aren't moving, so you're doing all this stuff. So.
Yeah, but I mean, normally, I don't think my arms move as much as they have to. It must be the beer.
Just ask the wife; she'll tell you straight up.
I've been vodka for so long that all of a sudden my arms have started moving for the first time in like 8 months.
I have so many fucking people fucking with my shit.
Okay.
Well, let's hit this last one, and then
KB said, "Daddy Bill."
Daddy Bill. Daddy Billy.
Okay, the last one.
27 million records for sale.
Yep. Hacking Group is offering up another 27 million records for sale. Shiny Hunters claim to have data from 4 additional breaches. I think the way I originally found this one was, let me see if I go down, Chatbooks. So there's a company called Chatbooks where they confirmed that they were having a breach, and that's what led me to this. But yeah, they are throwing up information. Seibel says the core quantity of user records offers for sale, broken down by the breaches from which they apparently were obtained, are Mathway.com, 15 million records. Styleshare.co.kr. Who's KR?
South Korea.
Oh, okay. 6 million records. Minted.com, 5 million records. And Benica, never heard of it, 1.2 million records. So, yeah, they in the past have offered stuff up. Some I've seen out in the wild where I could grab them. Others I have not necessarily seen, so can't necessarily confirm that, at least personally. But, yeah. Oh, and the one last week, the 90 million records from the Indonesian e-commerce company, Tokopedia. So, yeah. Sounds like
when I first saw that name, I thought it had something to do with drugs.
No, that's just Snoop Dogg on the token token side. There we go. But yeah, like the which one was it last week? I was able to confirm one of the ones we were talking about last week, like live on the show. I saw that it was drop live. I'm thinking
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Or was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay, you're younger than me, so hopefully you're right. Yeah, and you're not younger than me, but
Marriott, I think.
no, it wasn't Marriott.
Mm,
Let me see. Let me see.
it was a Nintendo. I don't know. 2 weeks ago was Nintendo, Marriott, Aptoid, which is a like knockoff Google Play. Yeah, I don't know. Might have been last.
Oh, it was Roblox or Roblox. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's the show notes, Adrian.
All right.
And it's 8:20.
Everybody keep the pin hand strong. We are about in the cast. Join us next Wednesday about 7 p.m. EST. I hate life.
Yeah, but Caprico loves you, and Caprico has a pretty mouth.
He does have a pretty mouth. I don't think it's possible for me to die though.
Yeah, probably not right now.
I'm not Duncan McLeod. I'm immortal. I can't.
You're not Duncan McLeod.
Connor McLeod.
Connor, yes.
Connor McLeod
in the TV show.
Duncan McLeod's the TV show. Connor's the movies.
I still don't think I can die.
Connor's the daddy.
I will annoy the fuck out of various far left people for the next 100 years. We can't die. Good night.
Good night, Adrian. We love you.
He didn't stop the cat.
Well, okay,
Wait,
so
right, let me see if I can stop it.
Looks like we got marathon.
All right, I'm gonna start or see if this works. All right, see ya, everyone.